welcome to Money and Business Blog. My name is Anne. Today I'll be sharing tips on how to save when you earn a low income. This video is part 1 of a 5-part video series on saving for young people and low income earners. The link to the rest of the videos are down below, so please check them out. However, if you check and there are no links there, it means I have not uploaded the videos to YouTube yet, and I will update as soon as I've uploaded them. For now, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, go a step further and tap on the notification bell below, or follow me on Instagram and you'll get notified as soon as the videos are ready. Tracking your expenses is the first step towards saving. You need to track your expenses so that you can make better decisions around saving and budgeting. I remember the first time I tracked my expenses. Before tracking, I thought most of my money was spent on food, but it turned out it was spent on buying gifts for my family. Now, while I love my family so much, I cannot spend majority of my income buying gifts for them when I have no savings of my own. That decision would only lead to me getting poorer and poorer. You need to track your expenses for at least a month for the first time so that you have a clear overview on what you spend your money on. I don't recommend that you track your expenses manually. There are lots of apps that you can download. Just check Google's Play Store or Apple's App Store and you'd see a host of expense tracking apps. Or you could watch my video on expense tracking apps where I talk about some of them and pick the best. The link to that video is down below. However, if you check and the link is not there, it means I haven't uploaded the video to YouTube yet. So don't worry, I'll update with the link as soon as I've uploaded. But for now, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, tap on the notification bell below, or follow me on Instagram and turn on my post notifications there so that you'll be notified as soon as that video is ready. After tracking your expenses, the next step is to try to cut down on some areas so that you can have a savings allowance. I'm going to use 2 graphs to illustrate this. In the first graph, person spends on necessary things like food and transportation. In the second graph, I can see some categories that I feel are not very necessary, like clubbing and expensive gadgets. So I think that I can say that it will be easier for the second person to cut back on expenses than the first person. However, cutting down expenses is a very personal thing. There are some luxuries that you feel are very necessary for your happiness and that you want to you're not ready to let go of, and that is totally fine. I'll use myself as an example. No matter how broke I am, when I want to make stew, I must use fresh tomatoes and no tomato paste. It's a luxury, yes, but it's one that I'm not willing to let go of. Anyway, my point is, it's a very personal thing. So when you're cutting down on your expenses, you need to be very honest with yourself, and you need to understand that the ultimate goal is for you to have a savings allowance. Just take it category by category and analyze. For instance, let's take food. Are you shopping in very expensive areas? Are you buying food but wasting it so you have to go to the market more often than is needed? On transportation, are you going out recklessly or are you using more expensive means of transportation? Just analyze and try to find areas where you can reduce your spending. Now, some people earn so low and they're basically on survival mode that cutting down expenses means they won't have shelter, they won't have clothing, or they won't have food. If you belong to that category, it's okay. It's alright to not have enough money to save. I've been there, other people have been there, and we've come out of it. It simply means that you're in a stage of your life where you need to focus more on growing your income so that you can have enough money to save. So I'd advise you to hang on to the end of this video where I share tips on growing your income. After analyzing your expenses, you need to come up with a savings plan and a budget. There are 2 savings plans that you could use. You could use the fixed savings plan or you could use the flexible savings plan. I recommend the fixed savings plan. This is where you decide on a fixed percentage of your income that you would save every month. I recommend 20% to 30% of your income. However, if you're a low income earner, that might be too high for you. So just pick the best percentage that works for you. It could be 10%, it could be 5%, it could even be as low as 1%. As long as you're developing a savings culture, you're doing the right thing. Now, the flexible savings plan just means that as the weeks go by, you would find ways to cut back on your expenses and save any extra cash that you have. Now, I don't recommend that because it leads to indiscipline. You could very easily get carried away and spend all your money. But if that's what your reality represents, then it's fine. Now, you need to also develop a budget based on the savings plan that you've created. So, for instance, you've decided you earn 50,000 naira and you've decided to save 10% of that every month, meaning you only have 45,000 naira to spend, where before you were spending 50,000 naira. You've cut back on your expenses, so create a budget so that during the month you don't get carried away. Okay, with my new 45,000 naira reality, I'm going to spend 20,000 naira on food, 10,000 naira on airtime, 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira on clothing, and then using the expense tracking apps that I talked about earlier, you can monitor your expenses daily to ensure that you're staying within budget. Now let's have a quick recap to ensure that you're still following. If you struggle with saving because you earn a low income, there's some preliminary steps you must take. You must track your expenses, decide on a savings plan, and come up with a budget. Now let's assume that you've done all three and you just got paid. How do you save? Rule number 1 of saving: always pay yourself first. If you've decided on 10% of your income going towards savings, or 10,000 naira for example, withdraw that money into a separate account. Make sure that you're not spending and saving from the same bank account. If you're doing that, I implore you, after this video, go to the nearest bank and open a new savings account. Now, if you want to save yourself the hassle of doing that, or just as an additional precautionary measure, you can use one of the savings apps. In Nigeria, we have PiggyVest, Cowrywise, Cashbox, RiseVest, and a host of others. These apps have features that help encourage you to save. Some of them have automated savings, whereby a certain amount is deducted from your account at a certain time specified by you for saving. So check the apps out, or check my video down below that talks about the benefits, the features of each of these 4 apps and picks the best one out of the 4. If you check down below and the video link is not there, it means I have not uploaded the video to YouTube. So I will update with the link as soon as the video is ready. But for now, subscribe to my channel, tap on the notification bell, or follow me on Instagram so that you'll be notified as soon as that video is ready. There are 4 main purposes to saving. You could save for a short-term goal, for emergency, for a personal purpose, or for investments. So I have a budget to spend 50,000 naira every month. At the beginning of the month, I put the 50,000 naira in my savings bank account, and every week I withdraw 10,000 naira into my spending bank account so that I remain disciplined and follow the budget. I cannot reiterate enough the importance of having money to bail you out from certain situations. Emergency savings means saving with no end in sight, because you never can tell. You might say, oh, 1 million naira is enough, but what if you have an emergency of 2 million naira? So you just need to keep saving and saving and saving. You could have a health crisis, you could have a family member in trouble, and you just need to have money to bail yourself out. Now, if you've already decided on a fixed percentage or a fixed amount to save every month, just bring out another portion that would serve as your emergency savings and put it in a medium that you won't touch. It could be a savings bank account, or it could be one of the savings apps that I talked about earlier. Just make sure that you're not touching that money because it's for emergency. If you have a personal goal towards saving, it will be easy for you to stay motivated. So what do you want to save for? Do you want to save to buy a new phone, to travel, to pay rent, whatever? It's up to you. However, if you're a low income earner, the most important thing you could use your money for is to grow your income. Bumi saves 5,000 naira every month for a year and ends up with 60,000 naira at the end of the year. which is great, but she continues to save 60,000 naira every year for the next couple of years. Her friend Tola also saves 60,000 naira in the first year, but uses that money to learn cake making, for example, and she starts a business and her income grows such that her monthly savings is now 20,000 naira. Saving to grow your income is the best decision you can make as a low income earner. You're not meant to live a life of pinching, of scraping, of managing. You're meant to live a life of abundance. Investing in yourself will give you more returns than any financial instrument will. You need to understand that the more your income grows, the easier saving becomes. So ask yourself, what plans do you have to grow your income? It was just last year that I invested in a financial instrument for the first time. But I've always spent money on personal development because it would never fail me. In my short time of working, I've done a lot of things. I've learned bead making, I've written stories for money, I tried to get into script writing, I've learned marketing and SEO, data science. Some of those skills are helping me make money today, and some aren't, but no knowledge is lost. So it's a personal thing. You know yourself, you know what you like to do. Ask yourself, am I spending money on things that would help me make money? So instead of buying clothes or buying phones that you don't need, pay for that course, go for that lesson, start that blog, start that YouTube channel, challenge yourself to always think of a way to increase your income. There are lots of free learning resources out there that you can take advantage of. If you're watching this video, it means you have access to the internet, and the internet is vast and filled with knowledge. So just ask yourself, am I spending time on the things that matter? Everything I've done this month, have I genuinely tried to do something that would help me grow my income? And in whatever you do, you need to remember to be patient and to be kind to yourself. You can't expect to develop at the same pace that someone who already has a lot of money will. So just be kind to yourself. As long as you know that you're trying to do the right thing, then you should make peace with that. Results would come sooner or later, but just wake up every day and try. That's what I tell myself. Just wake up every day and try, and one day success will come to you. So let's imagine you earn 50,000 naira and you've decided to save 10,000 naira a month. You could decide to put 5,000 naira into emergency savings and 5,000 naira into learning. I don't know, it depends on you. Now let's also imagine you're earning the same 50,000 naira, but you genuinely cannot save every month. That's fine because that income is really, really low. So what you then need to do is to ask yourself, what am I doing to ensure that next year I'm not earning this same amount of money? Are there freebies that I can take advantage of? Are there relatives or family members that could help me? Are you in school? Then relax, read your books. When you graduate, you'd earn a lot more than that. Is there something I can learn, something I can do? I don't know your personal situation, so I can't give you advice. All I can say is, if you're always thinking about it, if you're always looking for a solution, if you keep trying, one day you'd find that solution. Let's talk about investing on a low income. This is your life savings, and if you lose all the money that you've struggled so hard to save, then it would be very hard for you to recover. Stay away from Ponzi schemes, stay away from MMM and Ultimate Circle, stay away from all these binomial people. Invest in things that you understand. You can buy treasury bills, you can put your money in a fixed deposit account. Just ensure that you understand what you're doing and it's safe. Now, I'm not going to talk about investments in detail. I have another video that is dedicated to investing for low income earners. So if you're really interested in investing, you should watch that video. The link is down below. However, if you check and the link is not there, it means I've not uploaded that video to YouTube yet. So just subscribe to my channel, tap on the notification bell, or follow me on Instagram and you'll be notified as soon as the video is ready. If you struggle to save because you earn a low income, these are the steps you should take. Track your expenses, decide on a savings plan, come up with a budget, and then save. You could save in a separate bank account, or you could use one of the savings apps that we have. You could save for a short-term goal, for emergencies, for a personal goal, or for investments. I highly recommend saving towards growing your income, saving towards learning, towards developing yourself, because investing in yourself will give you more returns than any financial return will. Remember that this video is just part one of a 5-part video series on saving for young people and low-income earners. So please check out the other videos in this series down below. However, if you check and the links are not there, it means I've not uploaded the videos to YouTube yet. For now, subscribe to my channel, tap on the notification bell, or follow me on Instagram so that you'll be notified when the other videos are ready. Also, leave comments for me here. Tell me what you liked about this video, what you think I should improve on, new video ideas, things you want to learn, things you want me to talk about. I would really appreciate it if you could do that for me. Till next time, bye.